Hey everyone, welcome back to another video about IRL stream setups. In today's video, we're going to talk about a new setup that I have been working on, and we're going to take it out on its first IRL test stream today. So let's get into talking about IRL stream setups. Okay, so a little history on live streaming for me. I have been live streaming for probably a little over a year and a half now. So over that time, I have several different setups for, really depends on the different types of streams I'm going to do, whether that could be a walking, hiking, biking, and biking for me can mean several different things, which could be going out for a very aggressive training ride or jumping into a race, which requires me to have a little bit more low profile compact setup. Or I can go out for a casual ride on the e-bike where I plan to be out for 5 hours of the day, so I need bigger power banks, and I'll use a totally different setup. So for me, the IRL streaming has evolved over time, and I won't consider myself an expert at all. They're by all means, they're pioneers that have set the benchmark and have done all the experimenting, and I will leave the links to some of their YouTube channels. Some of those people being like Peloton, Irrational, who's the developer of the Belabox software. I will put the links to their YouTube channels in the description. All right, so let's talk about my setups here. So here's my bench, and part of the mess here, it's a bit messy right now because I've been streaming on and off here and there, and just kind of gotten a bad habit of not putting stuff away. Normally this year's all neat and organized in the drawers and everything. Some of the different setups I have, this has kind of been sort of like my main go-to setup lately, just simply because it's a backpack and I can throw this on my back. I got the camera mount on the harness right here, on the side harness, or on the side shoulder strap. This one here primarily works off of the Jetson Nano 4 gig with the APU backup power. So this has been really the go-to setup here. This is a Renogy 72,000 milliamp hour power bank, which is way overkill. But this here allows me to go out on some longer rides, longer streams, take it out for walking. This here cable I can pull out and put this whole set. I can mount the camera on a tripod if I need to with this particular setup. And these are some of my older setups that I still use, you know, a little bit more lighter weight, compact backpack, you know, my mesh backpack. And then this one's still one that I like to use a lot. This is for when I go out casual rides and I use the bike rack on the back, you know, my e-bike rides. I can load up everything in here, and I got a USB cooling fan that I can plug in and just kind of keep airflow going through this. So this is still an option that I use. But let's not talk about this here. So really, today what we want to talk about is this new setup right here, which is the Orange Pi 5 Plus. I think they call it the RK5388. I could be wrong on that number, but the Orange Pi 5 Plus with the Belabox software. So let's get into this setup here. Okay, so about this box here. One reason why I got it is because I do like to use HDMI, even though there are times where I use the GoPro, which I'm recording with now, on our TMP, you know, wireless video feed. But what I like about this here is we don't have to use the capture card, which is right here, which I have plenty of. I have several of these, including backup ones. You know, these things can be kind of problematic, but they work good. So what I'm really looking forward to this is just minimizing the connections and go HDMI cable straight into the box. So let's go over to my bike prep area, and let's go look at how I'm going to do this setup. Okay, here we are in the bike room, which most people tend to have a mud room in their house. We actually have a bike room, which is an area where my wife and I, we can sit down and get ready for bike rides. We keep our cycling shoes in there, helmets and gloves and gear. And generally the main two bikes that we ride all the time, the main two road bikes that we ride, we keep over here, versus all the other bikes are kept over in the bike shop. So this bike right here is not normally here, but this is the bike that I'm going to ride today and try out this new IRL setup. So what we have here is I purchased this new duffel bag, which I have, you know, a lot of different duffel bags, but I wanted this one here because volume wise it's a little bit larger. Now a couple things I did, I was able to cut out a hole in the front of the bag there, and the nice thing about this bag is this mesh pocket here. They have the matching one inside, so I could actually cut the hole out, and I actually have double reinforcement on the mesh. And same thing with on the sides here. There's a mesh pocket here, and I was able to cut a hole, and there's actually mesh on the inside. So I got a hole on both sides, hopefully to ram air on the front as I'm riding, and hopefully it'll just kind of push out the sides. I may eventually put a hole on the back side of this bag as well. So as far as setup, I'm going to try to go as minimalistic as possible. So I've mounted the Sony the 3000 on a handlebar mount here, which is pretty stable. And so we're going to, in this pack, I'm only going to use 2 modems today. So I'm going to put the Orange Pi inside here, along with a 30,000 milliamp hour power bank. I'm going to use the Netgear router, and then the Verizon Wi-Fi hotspot router is all going to go into this bag today for my ride. So let's get it together and check it out. Okay, let's get into putting this together. Now, again, this is kind of a first time setup, so I don't expect it to be perfect. I did put this together last night, so I know I got a general idea on how I want it to go together. Let's go ahead and turn these modems on. That one's coming on. That one's coming on. And let's get this here plugged in. Okay, so here's the first 2 parts that I'm going to put down in here. That didn't work well. Okay, like that. This cable is going to be for the camera, so I'm going to turn that on its side there. Okay, this cable right here is going to be for the Rode receiver, so that's already on. Let's see here. All right, now let's plug in the HDMI cable. Okay. So we got that. Let's plug this in. And then one more modem we're going to stick down in here. Okay, let's get camera, power, HDMI cable. Now all this here we can get pushed inside here. Okay, so that is the setup. So I'm gonna go get onto Belabox remote, check to make sure everything's on. Let me turn the camera on. My camera turned on. There we go. Alright, got the camera on, everything's in the bag. So we're gonna go check Belabox remote and check to see how everything is connected. And we're gonna head out for a ride. Okay, so we came back here to the office. First try, and just plugged everything in, turned everything on, threw it in the bag, and both modems came on. So it looks like everything is live and ready to go for a stream. So let's head out. I'll give you an update and let you know how it works. No video, or maybe we got video.
Offset still getting the black screen going in and out.
Move the device, then it stops. Well, you might want to turn them down because I'm gonna. Oh,
Which orange model are you using?
the 5 Plus. I think it should be somewhat where normal is. Is that too loud or is that okay there?
Greg Meyer said now it's louder.
Okay, good. All right, we'll go with that. I do want to check to see how strong this signal is with that modem in my back pocket. So give me. All right, let's get going.
Greg Meyer said, I think that's good.
Okay. Whew, the sun is bright. Yeah, I mean, with the LEDs, you can still get an idea of like where it's at. The only thing is like if I get back and the LED's on like the third LED, I mean, you can safely call this 75%, but you really don't know, okay, was it about to drop down to the potentially the 50% LED, you know? Definitely have issues where I know I should have taken 3 modems, I didn't. And I think there are other opportunities for like the overall setup, like hardwiring things so that there's no Wi-Fi signal. There's my USB dongle options. So yeah, there's a few things I need to kind of tweak and play around with on this here. So you may see another stream maybe tomorrow. I'm supposed to meet my riding buddy for a training ride tomorrow, so I'm definitely going to go ahead and tweak this setup and get it ready for another ride tomorrow. So with that, I'm out. I got to get to work. So Dimitri, appreciate you sticking around, and everybody that helped me with testing audio and everything. All right, well, we just got back from a ride, testing out the new IRL setup, streamlined IRL setup with the Orange Pi 5 Plus. Overall, the stream was reasonably successful. I think I managed to stay live for a little bit over an hour stream for probably a good 80 to 85% of the stream. So some of the issues were definitely Wi-Fi signal interfering with HDMI, also interfering with USB audio, so I had to switch to onboard audio. I had to move the modems around, move one of the modems to my back pocket so that I can actually have video. And then also there was an issue where I knew there was going to be a problem with only running 2 modems. I should have taken all 3 modems. So there's definitely some things that need to work on as far as how it works. Maybe you try hardwiring all the modems in by one of them will be Ethernet and the 2 maybe by dongle, and actually turning off the Wi-Fi signals. Might consider doing something like that, or just switching to the SIM card, the USB dongle modems, and try that option. So definitely a few options to try and improve it. So overall, I'm going to call it a reasonably good or a reasonably successful stream, and just have to tweak it a little bit and use that streamlined setup for when I want to go do those quick 1 hour, 1.5 hour training rides where I'm not concerned about long-term battery power consumption and things like that. And so I think it's going to work. I do like the setup. I do like not having to use the capture card. So I'm going to try some other options as well. One option I might try is using that streamlined setup, but maybe go ahead and do RTMP with the GoPro on a chest mount, which will still be lightweight as far as me, because I'm not going to be carrying a backpack on my back or anything like that. I just got, a chest harness and a GoPro on my chest. So definitely works. I'll show within this video, I will also have some other video from the stream mixed in, so you can see where some of the problems were and where some of the successes were in that stream. So thanks for joining me in this video. We'll see you around on the next one. Oh yeah, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, please.